Okay, time for a new video, and whether you are somebody new to my channel or you are returning to my channel to watch this video, it is greatly appreciated. As always, I'm filming this video in one go, so if I stumble over my words moving forwards, apologies about that. And also, if the quality of this video is fairly poor as well, if there's any lag, anything like that at all, sadly it cannot be helped, and hopefully it is not too much of an issue for you. This is yet another Eurovision 2022 related video here on my channel. Right now, as I'm recording this video you're watching now, it is the 6th of May, and a short while ago, the rehearsals finished at the Pala Olimpico in Turin in Italy, and the rehearsals in question were the remaining participants of this year's second semi-final having their second run-throughs on that stage. And once again, I am here to give you my thoughts on what we've seen and heard today. All of the rehearsal clips are up on the official Eurovision Song Contest YouTube channel. I should say there will be a blog post, all being well, later today. Links in the description as always to my social media pages, check them out if you so wish. But in that blog post I'll just be going through all of the second rehearsals for the second semi-final participants, and also putting them into a bit of a loose ranking as well. I did that with the first semi-final second rehearsals. I'll be doing the same later on for semi-final 2. So with that being said, I'm going to get straight into this. As always, let me know your thoughts, leave comments, it's much appreciated. I am genuinely interested to know what you think about these rehearsals so far. So the first act today on stage in Turin was Sheldon Riley with Not the Same for Australia. Now I've got my notes in front of me, they are a bit messy though. I've written that it's very theatrical, absolutely. This is arguably the most theatrical track, the most theatrical performance of the entire year. Very similar to how it was at the national final. He's wearing that all-white outfit. The vocals are arguably the finest part about the whole thing. I know that we're only seeing 40 seconds worth of footage here, but his vocals are just sublime. We knew they would be. He is one of the very strongest singers, certainly male singers, in this year's lineup. And that alone is enough to suggest that he is going to get a lot of love, particularly from the professional juries. This performance screams jury favourite to me. It really does. Top 3 at least, I would assume here. And in the final, because I assume he will be there, absolutely, this song is also on course, I would say, to get a ton of love from the international jurors. The public, on the other hand, less so. There could be a real difference here in opinion. He's also got these sort of 2 staircases on stage that meet in the middle, so he's on this podium. There's not a whole lot of colour, there's not a whole lot of movement, it's all very plain, but really nice, can't fault it. I think for a lot of people, maybe this is just too dull. You know, the song itself, it builds up, it's nice enough to listen to, but there's not a whole lot of memorability to it, or indeed in the performance. But Sheldon is such a great singer, and it's a very competent effort. I don't know. If I had to take a wild guess right now in this video, I would say that he's going to get at least maybe 150 points from the juries. Maybe somewhere in the region of at least 40 from the public. So that's about 190 overall. That would be enough for a mid-table finish in the final, I would say. I did actually make a very rough prediction very recently where Australia was in the top 10 of the grand final. I'm not sure about that. Of course, it wasn't so long ago that I was thinking Australia was a potential winner of this year's competition. I think that's highly unlikely now, but still a good job from Sheldon. Moving on to Cyprus. Now, when the TikTok clip was released the other day, a lot of people were very excited by the prop on stage, but also just the presentation in general. This is Andromachi with Ella. We've got purple and orange lighting. The structure, the prop, is in the shape of a seashell with waves either side. Not many countries seem to be using big props at all this year. I know the UK has one, obviously Cyprus as well. And I'm glad that this year is not a year where it's props galore. That's quite refreshing, actually. The water feature looks very nice. Some people are starting to complain, though, because it's quite a static performance? Is she going to be standing there in the middle of this structure for the entire 3 minutes? I don't know. I haven't really read too much online about the performances today, but she does have 2 dancers, and obviously there are projections being beamed onto her and the dancers and the shell behind her. I don't really think they look that appealing. It's maybe the colour scheme, actually. It seems like such a trivial thing, but really, apart from what's happening on this structure and on them, the backdrop is black. Nothing else is happening here. Obviously, we need to see the whole thing. The choreography is quite simple. I really do like this track. I really do like it. And the staging isn't really affecting my opinion of it whatsoever. But I have to agree. I'm hoping that maybe she moves away from that shell and performs at the front of the stage or something. I don't know. Just a little something extra. It's looking very good. It could look really, really good. And I'm hoping that next week, of course, on that Thursday, we do see just a tiny bit more movement from her, not just from her dancers. But still, very nice. Can't really complain at all. As for Ireland, well, ladies and gentlemen, this is bringing it. Brooke with That's Rich. I had a feeling she would. A lot of people in the comments of the video saying, wow, I wasn't expecting this to be as good as it is. There was always the potential for this to be really fantastic. It's quite the spectacle. I think it really stands out now. There's pyro. Brooke is in this blue outfit. She's got dancers. But thankfully, the emphasis in the rehearsal clip anyway seems to very much be on our leading lady, which is fantastic. The dancers aren't a distraction. Plenty of sass. The vocals are getting better all the time. You know, I said recently that I thought they were shaky at some of the pre-parties. Now they're sounding a lot tighter. As much as we've got all of these swirling lights, purple being a colour scheme yet again, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot happening on the backdrop, but I think it's okay. They've done a really good job here, I think, of making those black arches not an inconvenience. They've really done a good job of just trying to incorporate it as best they can. I really liked it. Thought it was very strong, very impressive, and thankfully not as cluttered, maybe, if that's the right word to use, as some of the Irish stagings we've had over the years. No hot air balloon, no diner theme, no bench. This time, it's just Brooke and her dancers giving it their all, and it's really working. I think a lot of people are very, very happy with how this is coming across, and I think Ireland, still not sure it's a qualifier, but they've done themselves no harm today, that's for sure. Moving on to North Macedonia. I've got to be honest, I don't really remember this rehearsal, and it was only a few hours ago. It's Andrea with circles. She's in a black outfit. The vocals are very good. She's a very, very fine singer indeed. And she's really into what she's singing. She's feeling every lyric. I've written here that there's orange lights. Quite fierce. Yeah, I'm going to have to watch this back. I've got to be totally honest, because I don't remember much about it whatsoever. Very, very static. She's alone on stage. I think that's okay, because her voice is powerful enough. But how is this going to stand out from the field? Yeah, we've got a sort of... Ah, there we go. We've got this sort of orangey sky on the backdrop. She's really feeling it, absolutely. I like the shot going across the front of the stage where we can really see the water. And it finishes quite emphatically, I suppose. She looks as though she's really happy with the job that she's done. Yeah, orange light streaking out. Very plain. Probably going to finish last, I hate to say it, in the second semi-final. But really, there's not much to fault whatsoever, is there? It's perfectly fine. But sadly, that might not be enough. Got to move on to Estonia. This is Stefan with Hope. Seemed as though this was a fairly unpopular TikTok clip the other day. I think this is still going through. He's a very good singer. He's moving about the stage quite a bit. At the start of the rehearsal clip, there is this sort of washed out, almost retro filter over the screen. That soon goes. There's lots of blues. We've got that sort of desert landscape from the music video on the backdrop as well. Like with North Macedonia, though, maybe this is erring on the side of playing more than it should be. It's quite an up-tempo, jaunty number. And I know that he does move about the stage a lot towards the end, but yeah, I think this has been damaged by the sun. I really do. Needs to be a lot brighter. Makes the stage look really small in this clip. Aho. Yeah. And there he goes, running towards the B stage. Shot of the empty arena. Yeah, I really do like this track. It's in my top 10, always has been. I'm not sure this is going to do that well now in the final, once he's there. Maybe mid-table at best. Yeah, I'm not disappointed, but I was hoping for a little something more. Got to be honest. Moving on, the next one I have written down here is Romania. This is Wrsh, or WRS, which I think is much easier to say, with Chamame. Choreography, he's in a black outfit. He's got women on stage with him in red dresses, they look nice. And he's got male dancers on stage wearing barely anything on their top half. It looks really odd. Those outfits look really odd. They may as well just be full-blown topless, you know. Vocals are fine. He's shimmying about. Again, we've got that orange-yellow lighting going on. They're doing a pretty good job. Again, this is one of those examples where it's the national final performance plopped onto the Turin stage, and it's given that little bit of energy, that little bit of elevation. Not a bad job at all. I really can't say much more about it. Do I think it's a qualifier? It's hard to say. It's right on the borderline for me, just as Romania were last year, to be honest. He's doing the best he can. The choreography isn't over the top. It really matches this sort of Latin feel of the track. Does it stand out enough, though? It's that age-old question. Does it stand out enough? I don't know, but really not a bad job at all today. Wow, I'm really rambling here. Poland's next. This is in the final, isn't it? Ochman with River. What a fabulous singer. Love the falsetto. Love his outfit. It's very simple. It's just a suit, really, but he looks very smart. They have really done something very interesting here. There's usually one performance a year, maybe one or two that are like this. They've done some effect with the camera, so it's shaking about, and it's quite disorientating, and we've got lightning bolts across the screen, and it's almost as if they've tried to make this song really disturbing and almost scary. I'm really not too sure if it works, though. He's got people dressed up as Dementors on stage. I mean, they're not Dementors. They just look like them. But he's great. He's great. And the song is popular. His voice alone is enough. This is going through. Juries really should be on Poland's side this year, and we know the public will dish out points left, right and centre. I'm not concerned about his chances. Whether the whole thing comes together very nicely, we'll soon find out. In this 40-second clip, well, 50-second clip, yeah, it seems as though those effects on screen, quite divisive. I didn't mind it, but if it's going to happen all the way through the song, or a lot more than what we're seeing so far, yeah, it might be a bit off-putting, you know. Yes, and this needs to be a bit more intimate as well. I don't think we need many wide shots at all, because it really feels like quite an intimate, personal track to me, so keep it up close. Then Montenegro. This is a really lovely track. It is easily one of Montenegro's best entries. This is Vladana with Breathe. I'm going to watch this back. Really do like her outfit. This sort of light blue dress. What else have I written here? Very simple, very pretty. Smoke Machine. I think her vocals are a little bit better than they were at the pre-party. It's not that they were poor then. Yes, I forgot about this. I have written it here, but I couldn't really remember exactly. She's got this white disc stuck to her back. That's the best way that I can describe it. It seems as though it lights up as well. I'm not sure that's really looking great. What is the point of this? Is there a point to this? Is it just there for show? I don't know. On the LED screen, I'm not entirely sure what they are. Can't really see it that clearly anyway. We've got light blue lighting. She's got sort of glitter effects on her face. It really is a very pretty track, isn't it? Really lovely ballad. I'm just not sure enough points are going to go her way. There's many more expressive entries in the running order, and she might just be forgotten about. It's as simple as that. Harsh, but probably going to turn out true. Let me know your thoughts. If I had to give it a mark out of 10, a solid 7. Then we've got Belgium. Gee, boy. This is such a fat disappointment. I don't know what you think. Feel free to let me know, but by God, this was just flat. Poor, poor stuff from Belgium. He's fine. Jeremy Makiese, hopefully I'm pronouncing his name somewhat more accurately now. Yeah, with Miss You. This does nothing for me. Really doesn't. It's pretty much the only song this year that you could probably say is straight up R&B. Soulful. He's in that sort of silver outfit. Some people say it looks cheap. It looks alright to me. Got a couple of dancers on stage. The choreography is ultra simple here. Just sort of swaying about a little bit in this clip. I'm sure they're going to do some choreography from the music video as well. Oh man, yeah, we've got orange lights. My God, they could do more interesting colours, but there we are. Swirling white patterns on the backdrop. Very confidently executed. Voice is fantastic. Yeah. Feels very 90s R&B, actually. This doesn't stand out, though. And then we've got more lights coming down behind the arches, or in front of them. Yeah. Oof. A lot of people say that it's pretty good in the comments, but that's doing nothing for me. That is really forgettable in comparison to some of the other rehearsals from the entire second semi-final. If that goes through, I would actually be quite shocked, because I think there's better. Moving on, Sweden. Cornelia Jacobs with Hold Me Closer. Now, I didn't really know what to believe earlier. I read from people who were in Turin in the press centre that there were complications with the run-throughs, and Cornelia was miffed about it. And then I saw a very brief bit of Alicia Michel's reaction, and she was in tears. And there was a round of applause in the press centre afterwards, and then I saw a lot of positive comments coming out from Turin. So it seems as though at first some things weren't working at all, and then at the end it was coming together really nicely. So yeah, I'm very glad about that. The staging is exactly the same pretty much as it was at Melfest. Why fix it if it ain't broken? Exactly. We knew Sweden were going to do exactly the same thing because they usually do. Cornelia looks great in that same sparkly outfit. She looked quite angry actually performing this song in the 50-second clip, maybe because of all the complications that had happened beforehand. The green light is there, the rotating disc is there, the fact that the sun is facing the wrong way, it doesn't really matter here. Vocals are good, seem to me as though they're a bit softer. When she sings Hold Me Tight, that high-pitched note, that just seemed a lot softer than perhaps it has been in previous performances. We also have this green tinge to the backdrop. There's also pyro, but we didn't see that. It's going to be a really stirring, emphatic, powerful finale. Can't wait to see the whole thing. It is my winner of the year. Seems as though a lot of people are really enjoying it too. It's just very polished. Great place in the running order. Might win the final. Certainly top 6 if not. That's what I'm saying now. Finally, the Czech Republic. This is great. This is just sublime stuff. Really, really great clip as well that they've placed on the YouTube channel. This is We Are Domi with lights off. We've got images of statues on the backdrop. That's quite interesting. And you've got this sort of white barrier around the stage. And then the lights go out, all of them. That looks fantastic. Really glad we got to see that moment in the clip. There's a reasonable amount of energy. The lights are going crazy. I said weeks ago that I wanted this, that I could picture this. Lights streaking across the arena, absolutely going crazy. It looks so good. What a great song to close proceedings. And I think if people were a little bit unsure about this country's chances of progressing before, maybe now their opinions are starting to turn. To me, this is going through somewhat comfortably. Maybe I'll change my opinion. I don't think that's going to happen. But right now, Czech Republic in the final. And it's happened before where the song that closes the second semi-final opens the final. Might well happen again this year, you never know. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. My thoughts on today's rehearsals, the second rehearsals for half of the participants in semi-final 2. If I had to very quickly rank these, well, the best one of the day, Czech Republic. Then I'd say Ireland. Then I'd maybe say Sweden. The weakest one of the day, Belgium. Maybe North Macedonia because I couldn't really remember it. Maybe Cyprus a tiny bit. I'm not thoroughly disappointed whatsoever. It's Belgium. I'm sorry, it's Belgium. Disappointing. So there we go. In terms of the whole second semi-final, there will be a ranking on my blog post at some point. It's still the Czech Republic. Still the Czech Republic. Absolutely. And from the first semi-final, I think I said Greece was the best in my blog post yesterday. So there you go. My thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. Bit of a ramble, but nothing new, is it? So let me know what you think. Links in the description as always. Check them out if you so wish. I'm not sure what the schedule is for the next 2 days. Obviously, the automatic finalists will be rehearsing again, so there might be a brief video discussing those clips on YouTube. But yeah, next week is when it kicks off, of course. Videos galore, waffle galore. I have some flags on the way. See if you can guess which ones. Not just for Eurovision, I collect flags anyway. But yes, I've got 3 flags on the way, and I'm looking forward to them arriving. Until next time, thank you so much to everybody who has watched this video and videos over the past few days. It means a great deal. And until next time, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and ciao for now.